Hello. Today is Monday, October 14th, 2024. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker coming to you from Lexington, Kentucky. Temperature-wise today, be mostly cloudy, all the way up to 57. This is after experiencing an almost 80-degree day yesterday on Sunday. And in the upcoming week, temperatures will drop with a frost threat overnight when it hits into the 30s. But for today, mostly cloudy, highs in the upper 50s. As I said, a high of 57 and lows in the low 40s. A gorgeous aurora dazzles most of the northern USA. And can you imagine that when we were going through storms here in the East Coast, coming up from Florida and up through the Carolinas, that Texas was experiencing 80-degree weather at night? So, there's a possibility. Could Nadine form this week? So there's a 24-degree difference between yesterday and today, so you might want to grab a jacket as you're heading out. Today's sunrise was at 7:46 a.m. Sunset will be at 7 p.m. Getting closer to that 5 o'clock, 5:30 time of the year. Wind at 8 miles per hour. The AQI is good at 33. And pollen is moderate. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker coming to you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. As I said, today is Monday, October 14th, 2024, and items in the news. A magnitude 6.2 earthquake strikes off Costa Rica's Pacific coast. No serious damage report. Which kind of reminds me, since we here in the United States are going through our hurricane season, Asian countries such as the Philippines and other countries situated similarly are just winding up their monsoon typhoon season. So they get a lot of rain, a lot of flooding, and that's specific to the Pacific, whereas we are getting our activity from the Atlantic. I just thought I would put that in there for our Filipino neighbors. Rapper dies by suicide in Las Vegas. Lucas Coley was 27. Vanderbilt football's Miles Capers taken off on stretcher with injury versus Kentucky. Vanderbilt for the win. Kanye West accused of drugging and raping ex-assistant Lauren Piscata at Diddy party in new 86-page lawsuit. Wanda Smith, former radio personality and comedian, dies at 58. Celebrities are stepping forward to acknowledge and express their condolences to the family. NBA star Anthony Edwards, who signed a $244 million contract, demands child support from mom of baby number 4. Go figure. Or maybe not. Nick Cannon says he was 16 or 17 when he began attending Diddy parties. Doesn't know about the crazy stuff. Trump, after mocking Harris over teleprompter use, stops rally as to remove sign that fell on his. Kentucky State Police posts 15 to conduct traffic safety checkpoints for October 2024. U.S. will deploy about 100 troops to operate advanced anti-missile system in Israel amid heightened tensions. IRS announces changes to retiree tax brackets after COLA 2025. Mass shooting near Tennessee State University leaves 1 dead, multiple injured. I think the number is 10 who were injured. Man with loaded gun arrested at checkpoint near Donald Trump's weekend rally in Southern California. Keep on trying. Lions' huge win over Cowboys ends with final score that's never been seen before in NFL history. Week 6, I think it was 47-9. There's some kind of thing in the history of NBL and NFL scores about the 40s or something like that. I don't think it's the same, but this particular score, after an attempt by the Cowboys to come in and get a touchdown, remained at 47-9. So that made history for the NFL. Top stories. What 3 new national polls reveal about the state of the 2024 race? So, Vice President Harris and former President Trump remain locked in a tight contest ahead of November. Harris leads in 2 new national polls, while both candidates were tied in a 3rd survey. Both candidates continue to fight for supremacy on the economy, which is the top issue for voters. Now let's be honest for a minute. In other words, I guess all the other issues have been handled, spoken to, and addressed, which is another thing. Since voting is November 5th, there's been some comment about voting by mail and so forth and so on. So once you receive your voter registration card, it will tell you where you are supposed to go, what location for you to vote. So for some odd reasons, say you're in the hospital or family issues have caused you to travel or some other situation has occurred where you won't be able to go to that location, then you can request an absentee ballot or a mail-in ballot. But that has a certain time frame as well. So I just wanted to put that in there. But back to the economy. Can anyone think of a time growing up anywhere where prices have not climbed? I mean, we advance in technology, we advance in agricultural things, all kinds of ways we're steadily moving forward. So what is so strange about prices going up? I mean, a loaf of bread no longer costs a nickel. Certain things don't cost a penny. Even candy prices have gone up. Ergo, dollar stores. And they've even gone up to $1.25 in some places. So it's not reasonable to expect that prices are going to drop dramatically. But because of the way the country is set up here, then competition allows you to choose what price fits your financial situation. So you don't have to shop at the top end all the time, but there is a standard for products that are sold to the consumer so you can buy what you want to buy. Next one. Trump appeared to be heckled at his California rally. Hear how he responded. That was a video clip from one of the TV broadcast stations. Trump's niece says Musk now owns ex-president. He's always been up for sale. I get that must be something between them. Trump pitches plan to hire more border agents after seeking a bipartisan bill that would have boosted staffing. So this is what the public is experiencing from watching Donald Trump on the campaign trail. He plans to hire or do something when behind the scenes he's working against it. So you're not going to get a connection. Trump suggests a protester might get the hell knocked out of her by her parents. This relates back to his response to the heckler in Southern California. So apparently this lends to a tone of violence, but it suggests that her parents were favorable toward him, and since she was protesting in response, that they would, quote unquote, knock the hell out of her. Trump's thinking. Hezbollah drone attacks, kills 4 soldiers in central Israel, officials say. And today is Monday, October 14th, the second Monday in October, Columbus Day. So here's what's open and closed on Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day 2024. I didn't say much about Hispanic Heritage Month. That went by. I'm quite sure y'all had fun doing what y'all want to do and what y'all like to do. I was in and out on the program during that time period, but that is just finishing up. And now, corresponding to quote-unquote Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day starts. So here's some facts pertaining to that. Indigenous Peoples Day has been recognized through proclamation for the last 3 years. It is not a federal holiday, and at the time, I did do a little program on it, or had parts mention it in a program that I had previously done. So presently, I believe there are only over 500 tribes of indigenous people recognized presently in our day and time. Most of us are familiar with Arizona as Navajo Nation for reservation comments, and Canada being on our border for other indigenous people. But continuing with this information, Indigenous Peoples Day has been recognized through proclamation for the last 3 years. It is not a federal holiday, but President Joe Biden proclaimed the day to honor perseverance and courage of indigenous people. Columbus Day is one of 11 federal holidays according to the U.S. Office of Personnel Management. The post office's retail locations will be closed. You can still access things online. Banks like Wells Fargo and Bank of America will be closed. Chase's branches will be open, but it will treat online transactions the same way it would on a regularly observed federal holiday, which means they'll be available the following business day. All non-essential federal offices will also be closed on the holiday. For example, agencies like Federal Student Aid will be closed on Monday. The reasons for changes in recognizing Columbus Day are as follows. The controversial Italian explorer became infamous because of the way he treated indigenous people. The explorer is said to have done the following to indigenous people according to the History Channel: used violence and slavery, introduced and spread new diseases, attempt to convert them to Christianity. According to information compiled by Philadelphia Magazine, he was also guilty of crimes against humanity. Excuse me. Columbus cut off the hands of approximately 10,000 natives in Haiti and the Dominican Republic because they failed to provide gold every 3 months. Columbus cut off the legs of native children who tried to run from them. He aided in sex trafficking 9 and 10-year-old girls. So those are the facts pertaining to Columbus as they are currently viewed. Speaker Mike Johnson claims Trump's medical records are irrelevant after Harris released hers. So I don't remember any comments about Donald Trump having gone to the doctor since the pandemic, when he went in for they weren't calling it a COVID-19 shot at the time, but there was a combo thing that the doctors had administered to him, but I haven't heard anything else about it since then. But they're talking about cognitive things and things of that nature besides just his cholesterol count. Next, the enemy from within. Trump calls Democrats more dangerous than U.S. foreign adversaries. Next, Trump tested the limits on using the military at home. If elected again, he plans to go further. One of those things to remove all military officers that don't agree with his way of doing things. So those are your stories in the news and your top stories. Today again is Monday, October 14th, Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day. This is The Sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. That's it. Hashtag.